Bloody fucking hell. Just the last top off of bullshit for the week that I've had. Because why not? Why sodding not? So I'm back on the tablet now. Hello, RK. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Battery Powered Bricks. Hello, Seth. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Let's try this again, shall we? Hello, UP. Yes, we are back. It is not what I was hoping for. I'm going to get rid of that one. Everyone in Discord just got pinged again. But it should work. Let me just get rid of that other live stream first. I don't want people watching that one by mistake. Right, so that one can disappear. Delete forever. Yes, go away. Hello, Off-Brand Mario. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start everything again. That's not what I wanted to do. You rebuilt your 280 into a decapod. Very good. I'm going to get through everything that's on my update list. And we're going to end the stream straight after. So this could be about half an hour. You were talking about your layout, didn't say you're saying you did get any pictures. Yeah, right, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So, to keep it simple, basically, over this week, a lot has happened in my personal life that has made me decide on things I want to do. So I'm going to be changing my layout so it can now actually fit in my home. So for the longest time, my layout has been much bigger than what I can get out here. And it's only something I would get out 6-7 times a year for Lego shows. So I've only ever gotten it out maybe a dozen times, but it's only been 2, 3, maybe 4 times where I've got the full thing together. I don't like that, and I want to change that. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be rebuilding my layout to fit my floor. I've been making some changes in my personal space here in my room. So all the space underneath my bed is now completely empty. That's open space ready for me to use, and it's specifically for the layout. So that's another 3 base plates deep with 6 base plates across. And that's going to be one of the curved sections. So the reason why that's a good thing is because it will now allow me to use more straight sections so I can have a nice big station here. And of course, that's more length to see the trains run, which is, of course, always fun. I have also decided, after a bit of back and forth with myself, to make this a double loop layout, which I think is probably for the better, as it would look much nicer to see 2 trains running instead of 1. I'm also making the decision to make it so whatever this turns out to be, this is what I'm taking to shows as well. So this goes back to the point where I made earlier where, yes, I've got a lovely big layout, which I was going to take with me to the weekend, but sadly couldn't. It would have been, again, nice to actually, when people see this layout again and go, is this what you've got built up at home? I can actually say, yes, it is. So that's going to be one thing as well. I will be doing live streams in the future where I we'll kind of just play with the layouts. That'll be a lot of fun to do, and that's going to be, again, something I've wanted. I've done this twice before as a live stream, and they were really fun live streams. A bit exhausting, a bit sweaty, but they were great fun. So I'm going to be doing that again. Looking forward to it. And the other thing in regards to the layout is it will not be a full layout. I would like to try and maybe make some space in the middle to accommodate something else. I don't know what I want to do, because there was a plan I had to make an extra loop. So with the current layout that's being, well, it will soon be scrapped. On the outside of one of the curves was the new goods yard and engine shed. And on the other side, so you got the curves there, on this side was going to be an elevated landmass for the narrow gauge loop. That plan has been scrapped, and I don't know where I really want things to go. So I got an idea on potentially keeping one of the smaller sidings for the shed as one of the corner pieces on that side of the room, where on this side of the room, obviously underneath the bed, it's just going to be corners. There's nothing, well, for the sake of taking it to shows, I will have something decorated there, but you won't be able to really see it. So again, nothing is really set in stone. There's so much planning, and I'll figure things out as I go along when it comes to making this new layout. But in terms of updates, that's something that's going to keep me busy for a good long while. But it should all be okay. It does also mean I'm going to be no longer using a bunch of stuff from my layout again, but I can live with that. I have been downsizing my collection recently when it comes to Lego. I've sold off a load of sets, and I've only just managed to kind of squeeze all of my boxes together. There's still a few odd bits laying around, like a couple of odd boxes with all my plant pieces. If I turn, you can only just see the belts. They're on the bed. I took them to a Lego show that I went to this weekend. The Lego show this weekend as well. So yeah, I went to it, not in the way that I wanted to. The original plan was, of course, to take the layout. It was Brick Express, which is held at a heritage railway. It's my third Brick Express in a row, which is amazing fun. But the problem is, with what happened, I wasn't able to take the layout. So I took the belts instead, just to say, I've got something with me. I didn't take any pictures. Well, that's actually not true. I'm not gonna, well, there's no need to, I'll post them later. But I've got about 4 or 5 pictures, no videos, and that's basically it. There's not going to be any kind of vlog. Joel King, hello, thank you very much for tuning in. Very rare for you to tune in. Glad you were able to make it. So what's going on? Basically, I'm deciding on things to do, and what would you call it? Bucking up, so to say. Yeah. I'm not going to buy any more Lego. The last Brooklyn Quarter I made, I really regret. And going through all the Lego boxes underneath the bed, trying to figure out where to put it all, was actually really annoying, because I've got way too much. Even just looking at some of the spaces I've got now, I can't believe I've actually got them in that space. I only just got away with it. When it comes to Nerf stuff, I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more Nerf blasters. If I can get the Elite 2.0 double punch, I will be happy. But if I can't, then I honestly won't care, because there's a bunch of, again, I've said this so many times, so many blasters don't come to the UK, and if the double punch doesn't come to the UK, it will be a bad thing. But again, I want to save myself some money and some space. I am looking for that X shots long shot as well, but that's something for another day. Right, so let me check my list. Basically done those two. Yeah. So this is the big updates, and this was a decision that kind of was pushed because of what happened this week. Maybe you can have a Lego giveaway for your loyal subscribers. It's not something I'm willing to risk, because it includes addresses and details that but you know, if I have to ship something up to somebody, the potential postage cost could be ridiculous. So I mean, not a bad idea, but in practice, it's not worth it. Let me have a quick drink. I've been talking a lot today. Oh, that's sprayed everywhere. Bloody hell. And a couple of days later, when I get back to my house, I might make a railway layout for my War of the Worlds and Railway Series stop motion. Oh. No. That'll be interesting to see. A legendary orange British drink. Yes, indeed. Right, where were we? Burp juice. The burp juice, the diesel fuel. Yep, it's all there. So, yes, one more update, and this isn't going into effect today. It will be going into effect the next few days. So, I have decided I am going to activate YouTube membership for my channel. So, YouTube channel membership is basically Patreon. And I've had a run with Patreon twice before, and it was alright for what it did, but it felt like I was doing so much. I feel like with YouTube memberships, it will be a lot more streamlined, if that makes sense. And what's going to happen is, when it comes to YouTube membership, I still have loads of things to offer. But the problem with Patreon, at least, it felt like I had to offer so much. When it comes to YouTube memberships, I feel like I can do what I do regularly, but offer a couple of extra some things that are members only. So members get sneak peeks and behind the scenes action, and they get things a few days early. But when it comes to being able to do things for just members, that option is there, and it feels more validating for members, at least in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I've looked at how the membership thing will work. I don't know what it's going to be like on the people joining from their perspective, because I'm going to be the one who's hosting the memberships. I've had a look at it over the past few days. It all seems to be pretty easy to do. I've set up basically everything. The last thing I need to do is make a post and a video to announce YouTube memberships are a thing. And yeah, I need to figure out a couple more things, but ultimately everything is there. So the idea is members will get to watch videos a few days early. They will have special posts and polls that are unique to members and not publicly available. There should be, let me try and find that list one sec, because it is a bit simple to begin with, but at the same time we are learning this. Nope. I just wish scheduling videos worked. You have to do everything manually. You can schedule videos, but I think when it comes to the video actually going on, you have to be there. You can't just let it happen on its own, I think. Right, where do I want to go to? All right, I need to go to this one. Memberships. Why membership specifically? Well, Patreon was weird. Going from members to going from members only to public / monetized. It's again, there are things. I feel like there are things I'm still figuring out, but I want to do stuff that is members only. There will be members only polls, members only videos, the early access stuff as well. Again, it does need refining, but I feel like I want to go ahead with this. Well, I say that I mentioned this in the last live stream, or maybe in the previous one, where I have been thinking about this, but I never brought it up again since. And the thing is, even with me saying all of this, it honestly still might not happen. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing in any way. It's just making sure. This is what happened with Patreon, because I wanted to make sure that what I'm doing was enough. But things have slowed down so much since then. I'm just a bit concerned, that's all. It is possible for me to upload videos that are members only, and I do like the idea of doing sort of like monthly update videos where it's just me talking to you about what's new, what's going to happen, what influence the members have made. I think you misunderstood. I just meant scheduling doesn't work with early release videos. I would encourage you to do memberships. Right, okay. By the way, apologies if you can hear car engine noises outside. It's very hot and I need the window open, so if you can hear the occasional loud rumming noise, it's, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so I, I'll mention, I'm going back and forth. I'm getting more and more convinced into wanting to do it, and I think I still will go ahead with it. But I just want to make sure I'm not um what's the phrase I'm trying to say? I just want to make sure that it's all enough, because this is what happened with Patreon, where I felt like I was offering so much at the same time I didn't feel like it was enough. So with some of the more simpler things, it would work. And besides, when it came to back then, regardless of the platform, it was you're supporting me to help build this. And now it's a case of you're going to be helping me personally. You're going to be helping me with more than just doing Lego train stuff. You're going to be helping me to do more than just Nerf stuff. You're going to help me in your own little way, in whatever way you can, or even if you wish to. Nobody is forced or compelled to have to do this. I might even go the first month without any members, and that would genuinely be okay. But it's a point of there are things I need to be able to do, and because everything in the world is so really expensive, I want to see if memberships will help me move forward in this way to afford what I need. I feel like that's the best way of saying it without making it sound so personal or maybe even potentially selfish. But yeah, it will. The video will be made. The post will be made. I'm going to do what I can to say, here's everything you get. If you feel like this isn't enough, or you feel like you want to drop out after a couple of days, then by all means, feel free to do so. Again, I said this so many times when it came to Patreon. Nobody is compelled to have to do this. And I'm also waiting for after everything has been uploaded as well, because when memberships debut, or if if more so when memberships debut, I am going to have to add a little thing. More so, it's like at the end. I think at the end of every video would be less obnoxious to say thank you to all the members who are supporting the channel, and it's the list of names. I'll have to make a graphic. I'll have to get all the names on, but yeah, we will go from there. Just saw the tab in BRB podcast. There's a car engine. Yeah, there is a podcast tab for channels now, and because of the podcast existing, it is something that can have its own tab now. It's pretty good. So yeah, I do have a guest lined up for episode 12, which I still need to edit and put together. That will be going out next Sunday. So that will be good. That is going to be very exciting. I will say who it is, of course. It is the man behind Capital Loco Kits. And it is also that same person who has won a couple of categories in Lego Train competitions, including my TLR Awards and the Brick Train Awards, which is very exciting. No worries, I live in Florida. We basically have monster trucks driving here every few minutes. I'm talking about the thing you put it in. I'm talking about the thing you put it in. In the podcast tab, you mean? Right? Just all the tab in here? Alright, we won't chase that around. So yeah, that's basically everything. The layout is getting another major rechange. The channel is going to be having a bit of an update with memberships in the tab. Yeah, okay, good. Lego stuff is going to be very slow again. All the focus is now going to be back on the layouts when it comes to Lego stuff. When it comes to Nerf stuff, that's all been done these past 2 weeks or so, where I've bought some new blasters, I've done the reviews, I've done a combos video, which is very fun as well. Let's have a quick look on that. What was the first one? With the two. May 23rd, then going into the which was a short, so then the 25th was a review for a blaster. Got 300 views. It's doing good. It's pleasantly surprising to see how well some Nerf videos can do. And some of them have done very badly. But that's alright. Yeah, the past 2 weeks have been pretty good when it comes to Nerf. Lego stuff has been again on the back burner because there's nothing left to really build. There is another train I want to build. I don't think I said this anywhere. I do want to build, or rather rebuild, my ghost train and make some matching wagons for it because I loved that so much. Having a ghost train was really cool because it was just so different and it felt special back in the day when I had matching wagons for it. So that's back on the list. But that's the only train I have on the list, which is, yeah, kind of its own problem. But still. Besides that, I still have a video I want to do on my new painted Nerf Stampede, which I've dubbed the Cyber Spartan. If you were in my Discord server, you will have seen some pictures of it. It went through a rough spot where I bumped it over and it fell hard. Thankfully, it still works, but I had a bit of a scare when it came to that. So I've got a Lego train to build in the future. I've got a Nerf Blaster video to do. I've got the podcast episode coming out next Sunday, of course. And I do want to try and work on making a custom belt. Not a Lego belt. I want to try and buy... Oh, I should have grabbed it while I was there. I want to buy a kid-size sort of toy belt for like 20 quid. And experiment with that and turn it into my own... Bloody Nora. And make my own version of a signature series belt. So that's an idea I've got in my mind. And that would be for the second channel, which is something I haven't done anything with for a good while. So yeah, that's basically everything. It has been a very interesting week. It's helped me make decisions, which is a good thing. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. It's all for the good. It's all for the good for me to get me going even further to where I am now. Not to say that in a selfish way, but how do I put this? I know things I want to say, but when you want to go and say them, it can be really difficult. Okay, here's how I can best put it. So with all the decisions I've made, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Things are going to be changing. I'm going to be bucking up and getting on with things. And hopefully as time goes on, it will do me a great service. So I'm really hoping for that. So this particular live stream has only been about 25 minutes. Earlier this evening, there was a big hiccup in trying to get it to work. Thankfully, there have been no Wi-Fi problems, but at the same time, I do hate that I've had to redo this. But that's not a problem because life goes on. That's why. It's always a good thing. Gets flashback to Halloween competitions you held. Halloween competitions I held? There were server events in Discord. There was a Halloween Ghost Train community challenge thing. Was it one of those two, you mean? Must have been. There is nothing left to say, so I think that will do. So as a live stream, this has been a rocky live stream. Started late, had a lag issue, but we're here. We are back on track. Next week is going to be a wonderful week because we are going to get on with this. I missed most of this. Are you ending your railway or something? No, I'm rebuilding my layout I am. Oh, both of them, right. Joking, I am rebuilding my layouts because I've been able to give myself some more space. I'm not going to be buying any more Lego because bloody hell, I don't need any more. Nerf stuff is now basically done. The only two blasters I know that I want are the X-Shot Long Shot and the Double Punch. There's nothing else I really see myself wanting anymore. I am tempted to probably sell off a few blasters, but there's a side of me says there's no point in doing so. But I'll have to figure that out in due time with what I want to do. Yeah, it's been difficult. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a community post later on tonight to basically put all of this update into words as a post that everyone can read. And I think that'll be better because, of course, more people will see that and it will be beneficial for more people to know what's going on. So, yeah, thank you all ever so much for watching. That dinner did not sit down too well. Let's have one last drink. Something went right in the form of Lucasade. Oh, yes. Yeah. Keep an eye out for the community tab later on today when I make that big old post. It's going to be a big post as well. So, lots of stuff going on. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I am not that expressive when it comes to my appreciation for your viewership and your subscriptions, but I really do appreciate that everyone who has subscribed to this channel has stuck around and will continue to stick around. That is a loud ass bike engine. There's no way you didn't hear that. See, what I don't get with this road, it's a thin, narrow road. You don't put your foot down. You have to go 20 miles an hour. That's the speed limit. Oh well. Right, it's time to disappear because I'm going in loops. So, yeah. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's have that bread. Ever onwards, folks. Ever onwards. I'll see you soon.